Good morning and welcome to this Monday's reflection. We are still following the Sefton North Deanery booklet for Lent. This reflection is by the Reverend Kate Greaves, a curate for Crosby and Blundell Sands. She refers to two portions of scripture, so I'll read them both so you will understand the references. The first one is from Joshua chapter 2. Then Joshua son of Nun secretly sent 2 spies from Shittim. "Go, look over the land," he said, "especially Jericho." So they went and entered the house of a prostitute named Rahab and stayed there. The king of Jericho was told, "Look, some of the Israelites have come here tonight to spy out the land." So the king of Jericho sent this message to Rahab: "Bring out the men who came to you and entered your house, because they have come to spy out the whole land." But the woman had taken the 2 men and hidden them. She said, "Yes, the men came to me, but I did not know where they had come from. At dusk, when it was time to close the city gate, they left. I don't know which way they went. Go after them quickly, you may catch up with them." But she had taken them up to the roof and hidden them under the stalks of flax she had laid out on the roof. So the men set out in pursuit of the spies on the road that leads to the fords of the Jordan. And as soon as the pursuers had gone out, the gate was shut. Before the spies lay down for the night, she went up to the roof and said to them, "I know that the Lord has given this land to you, and that a great fear of you has fallen on us, so that all who live in this country are melting in fear because of you. We have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did to Sihon and Og, the 2 kings of the Amorites east of the Jordan, whom you completely destroyed. When we heard of it, our hearts sank and everyone's courage failed because of you. For the Lord your God is God in heaven above and on the earth below. Now then, please swear to me by the Lord that you will show kindness to my family, because I have shown kindness to you. Give me a sure sign that you will spare the lives of my father and mother, my brothers and sisters, and all who belong to them, and that you will save us from death." "Our lives for your lives," the men reassured her. "If you don't tell what we are doing, we will treat you kindly and faithfully when the Lord gives us the land." The second scripture is from the Gospel of John, chapter 8. At dawn, he appeared again in the temple courts where all the people gathered round him, and he sat down to teach them. Teachers of the law and the Pharisees brought in a woman caught in adultery. They made her stand before the group and said to Jesus, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. In the law of Moses, it was commanded us to stone such women. Now, what do you say?" They were accusing this question as a trap in order to have a basis for accusing him. But Jesus bent down and started to write on the ground with his finger. When they kept on questioning him, he straightened up and said to them, "Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." Again he stooped down and wrote on the ground. At this, those who heard began to go away one at a time, the older ones first, until only Jesus was left, with the woman still standing there. Jesus straightened up and asked her, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" "No one, sir," she said. "Then neither do I condemn you," Jesus declared. "Now go and leave your life of sin." And this is the word of the Lord. And this is the reflection that Reverend Kate did. Did Rahab, that's the one that's in the Joshua reading, know shame the day those men came to her? She's plainly named a harlot, a woman of ill repute, pushed to the edges of society, deep in the city walls, where others could pretend she didn't exist. Did Rahab know fear as tales of Israel's conquest flooded Jericho? Was her precious existence going to be washed away too? The woman in the temple surely knew shame and fear. That's the one in the Gospel of John. Whatever the decisions that had led her to that day, it was she who was bundled up and pushed before Jesus, and the crowds to be jeered at by the very men who had caught her in the act, whilst her lover escaped the public disgrace and threat of bloody death. When things looked darkest, each would encounter the grace of God. Rahab used her outsider status and clever, elegant words to bring her and her household into a covenant with the new people and with God. This faith-filled foreign prostitute will be lauded down the generations for revealing that who is in with God is much more expansive than we ever expect. The woman in the temple had no words at first, perhaps exhausted from pleading. Perhaps she knew they would be pointless. Her accusers didn't even really see her at all, just a pawn in their power play as they sought to disrupt and entrap the upstart Jesus. Would he condemn himself by failing to uphold the law, or reverse his teachings on mercy? Jesus had no words at first either, drawing on the ground as the crowd got more agitated until finally, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Shouts dropped to murmurs, to silence, as those men recognized themselves in the one facing condemnation. Finally, Jesus addresses the woman. Only the one who could only the one who could justly have cast that stone offers forgiveness and a fresh start. For spies, prostitutes, Pharisees, adulterers, and us, Jesus takes this invitation of mercy and reconciliation to and through the cross into the vast openness of God's eternal love. Thanks for being with me this morning. I hope you have a great week. God bless.